les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veriburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, BioSteel, Hilton Quebec, Michelob Ultra, Wilson, APAR, and by Sun Life.
And then there was two teams left. Welcome into the 2026 Sun Life U Sports Women's Final 8 from St. Paul, Quebec on the campus of University of Laval. Diana Ross, Mo Khan here. It is UNB. It is Saskatchewan. The newbies in the Reds and the establishment in the Huskies. Coach, these two teams earned their way here, and now here we are. We have 40 minutes of unscripted poetry about to begin. This is going to be fascinating to see how this plays out with two high-scoring teams today.
Well, I'm kind of sad that this is the end, actually. But excited for the players and both teams to be on the stage tonight.
So let's look at it this way now for these teams here. It was a grind-out affair for Saskatchewan against Laval yesterday. It felt like it was 2 games worth for the price of 1. And for UNB, they had a bit of a glitch against Calgary, but they pulled away late in that matchup. Does the legs, the freshness of the legs with them playing this game with the high stakes on table here, does that play a factor? Because Saskatchewan, being what they went against Laval, do they have enough energy to pull off against UNB today? Honestly,
Mo, whatever you have left, you got to, pour it out today. And it doesn't really matter. You worked all season long for this. So fatigue, nerves, name it, doesn't really matter on this stage. You just got to show up. This is the last one.
Does nerves play a factor for UNB? This is uncharted territory for them, whereas Saskatchewan, they've been here multiple times.
And sometimes they say ignorance is bliss. Maybe, they're just going to go out there and compete, and that's what we're hoping for them.
On International Women's Day, let's take a look at the two key players that we're looking forward to today. Starting off with UNB and Kylie Speedy. She's had a wonderful tournament and some clutch shots yesterday against Calgary.
Yeah, she came in that second half, knocked down back-to-back threes, especially when Katie Butts is so impactful inside, and she's attracting double teams. You've got to, make sure that someone shows up on Kylie Speedy as well, because she can stretch that floor.
On the flip side for Saskatchewan, if I told you that their starting 4 of the starting 5 would hit a total of 18 points, you would think they would lose.
Yeah.
However, that was not the case, because Ella Murphy-Weeb had a phenomenal game, 26 and 16. How important will she be today?
Again, Katie Butts has been such a trouble in this tournament for her opponents, and so I believe that Ella Murphy-Weeb will be such an impactful player today in defending Katie Butts, but also, with her versatility and, her ability to face up and score the basketball and offensive rebound. That's where she's going to be the most impactful.
Let's take a look now at the starting lineups, courtside.
Pour le match, the officials for the game, the crew chief, l'arbitre en chef, Shelley Quintos. Elle sera assistée de Stephen Clow et Carrera Lamoureux.
Quintos. Yeah.
Et maintenant, voici la présentation des alignements partants des deux équipes. D'abord du côté des Huskies, And now, please welcome the starting lineups of both teams, starting with Saskatchewan. Le numéro 1, number 1, Maya Flindo. Le numéro 4, number 4, Tia de Monk. Le numéro 5, number 5, Gage Grasick. Le numéro 7, number 7, Andrea Dodick. Et le numéro 10 and number 10, Ella Murphy-Webe. L'entraîneur-chef, the head coach, Lisa Tomaitis. Et maintenant, voici la ligne banc partant du côté des Reds. And now, the starting lineup for UNB. Le numéro 4, number 4, Kylie Speedy. Le numéro 6, number 6, Anne Bastien. Le numéro 11, number 11, Maeva Ngassam. Le numéro 14, number 14, Katie McCaffey. Et le numéro 21, and number 21, Katie Butts. L'entraîneur-chef, the head coach, Aaron McEleenan.
All right, welcome back here to Laval University on the beautiful campus off the hills. And now we get to the queen of the hill. Who is going to be that at the end of this game? We have 40 minutes of unscripted poetry. Head coach Diana Ross of UT MoCon on this Sunday afternoon. Clocks move forward. It is International Women's Day. And one of these teams is going to be a happy group in about 2 hours from now, Coach.
Yeah, and honestly, whoever do end up, with the silver medal, there is so much to be proud of, but obviously you always want to, finish your season with a win.
And it'll be UNB to get this party started. They are scoring about 78 points per game, which is number 3 in Canada. We have 2 of the top 3 scoring teams in the nation here. Perhaps this will be a fast track, a track meet. And here they are on the first possession from the center arc. And that was sent towards Moncton, New Brunswick.
Great first defensive possession by Saskatchewan Huskies here. They really didn't allow any space to UNB to operate.
We'll see what type of mode of operation the Huskies will have now as they score by 83 points a game, number 1 in Canada. And here's the hot hand. Murphy-Webe was phenomenal, 26 and 16, the turn. And the first whistle and the first turnover going the other way in favor of UNB, and this will be the foul on the Huskies. And right there we go the other way. And back up it comes, and here come the Reds, the team led by McAfee, who had a strong game against the Dinos, and this will go to play and remain UNB ball.
Yeah, early shot from McAfee there, but within her range, obviously, and she's been pretty hot-handed this tournament, so why not?
Talk about this UNB team shooting 42% per game, number 5 in Canada. Here's Katie Butts back out to McAfee from the 45. Butts can't get to it, and cleaned up by the Huskies, Andrea Dodig.
Dodig already has 2 rebounds to her name. Yesterday, she finished with 7 rebounds.
With the Murphy back out to Grasick, the conductor-in-chief. That's short. And back out to McAfee, and away comes the Anne Bastien-led UNB Reds. A big weekend for both hockey teams at the schools. Bastien missing the 3, and a rebound saved by Flindell, and away comes Grasick down to the plus territory. Switch of play, and now a chance here for the Huskies to move forward. Dodig looking. And the first shooting sequence about to begin for Saskatchewan at the line coming up.
It's a great attack from Dodig here. As you can see, she drops it on the ground and really goes straight to the basket here, taking advantage of her height and her strength on Speedy.
Strong weekend for Saskatchewan sports. The men's hockey team won the Canada West. And right now, as we speak, the UNB men's hockey team, game 1 of their series against Moncton going on right now in their barns. So hockey big, and now they want to see one of the women's teams come away with the gold medal. 1-0 lead for Saskatchewan. That's a hockey score for you, Coach. And back over it is to Gassam. Butts, strong opening day. And now it is McAfee. Bastien with the overload to her near side. Patience and virtue with 5 left in the shot clock. And UNB still can't find the bottom of the hole. And with his Grasic the other way.
They're really looking at Katie Butts in that paint there, but Saskatchewan has been doing such a good job loading on and making sure that they help.
And Demong is foul, and already we have 2 team fouls on UNB, and Gassam is not happy about that. You see from the replay.
Yeah, she's reaching, she's trying to be physical, but it is a clear foul. And it's funny that she's complaining about that one, as you can see it very clearly.
Well, Demong at the line, scoring about 12 a game from St. Albert, Alberta. 66% from the free throw line this season. And yesterday, she had 9 points, 11 rebounds in the win over Laval. And a 2-0 lead for the Huskies, and it's been a slow burn in this matchup between these two teams. And Demong getting that one, a 3-0 lead as we're 2 minutes into this first quarter play. Of course, the UNB watch party is happening right now at the St. Louis Bar and Grill for the 2nd day in a row, and they hope to come up happy. Butts can't get to that. Here is Flindell. It's a 3-on-2 for the Huskies. Flindell will go coast to coast, and they're off to a flyer. 5-0 lead.
Flindell is so efficient when it comes to being in transition offense. Really, UNB have to do a much better job, sending her bodies earlier than that.
And for UNB, playing the champions of Canada, you do not want to fall into a deep hole. And that is repelled, and that will be a foul on Dodig. And Bastien was impeded. And you see right there on this finish by Bastien.
Right, it's a great attack. It's just a tough attack on a long wing span Dodig.
Almost like Condor-like. And there is another whistle, and there's some high fives from the Huskies. And they'll calm things down with 7:19 left. It remains UNB ball. And coming in the game now is Logan Reeder, and going off will be Dodig. She'll get a respite on the bench. Coach Tomidas trying to win. Backdoor. And the bamboozling movement by McAfee gets the ice broken for UNB.
That's the first one of the tournament.
And they were bystanders on that one, the Huskies. And a lovely Euro foot step by Demong, getting point number 3, and they're up by 5.
Such a veteran move by Demong on that.
Open for Bastien. Bullseye! And UNB is trying to wake up from their afternoon slumber.
Bastien just, feeling so confident on that shot and extending her range right there.
Yeah, the 2 of 9 right now from the field, UNB, and here they come. They can tie it up with the 2, and the quick hands come from Grasic, the veteran, showing Bastien how it's done.
Right, you can see Gage Grasic there just commanding her team to pick up full court and really pressuring UNB on it.
And the game now is Jenkins. Bastien trying to navigate through this group of Huskies who have been strong. And that is a finish for Jenkins on the second bite. No good. Rebounded by Murphy-Weeb. And here's Grasic going the other way as we approach 6 left in this first quarter of action.
Great look from UNB, having an advantage on Gage Grasic there.
The body shape was right on the finish by Murphy-Weeb. It was a bit stunted. They couldn't break the resistance. And here is the lead. Now good for Bastien. And back over to Grasic. 9-5 lead for the Huskies over the Reds. 5:45 left in this first quarter play. Flindell looking for the options. Here's her jumper. Part 2, Flindell will go to the free throw line. The accelerator of this offense was cool as a cucumber attacking the rim.
Right, Flindell with such a great read off of that read screen, able to get to her spot and followed up on her shot, knowing that it's short, and obviously here couldn't finish, but was able to get to the free throw line. Now, Mo, that's already 2 offensive rebounds for Saskatchewan. so far in this first quarter.
You talk about the Huskies rebounding. You talk about two of the top 5 teams in rebounding. UNB number 1 at 46 rebounds. Saskatchewan 44 rebounds, number 5 in Canada. In fact, the Huskies had 3 games of 50-plus rebounds. Their highest was 55 against Manitoba.
Those are high numbers.
They're very high numbers to the standards of basketball numbers.
Yeah.
And it's 11-5 lead, which is a high number for the Huskies right now. Their biggest lead of 6. Bastien. Back over it comes to Olskamp. Post play, Butts. Quiet so far for her. From the 45. Rebound, Butts. Second by the cherry. It's sweet. And Katie Butts opens up her account.
That's where the game is going to be played. We just talked about rebounding, and each team have to finish the possession with a box out, making sure that they secure their defensive rebound.
Murphy Weeb off balance. She's fouled. And that's, I believe, 3 team fouls on UNB, if not 4. And there'll be 4 on UNB. You see from the replay here, they're really attacking the bodies of UNB.
Right, you can see a beautiful pick and roll action and finding Weeb on a face-up basketball. And she's so mobile, she's so versatile. She's able to get through the defender and really attacking the hips of her defender right there.
Murphy Weeb using her Saskatoon street smarts on that attack to the rim. And this street fighter of a matchup right now, 11-7 lead, south of 5. Free throws could be a factor. Right now, the Huskies are 5 of 6 from the line. And they're back up by 5, and in the game for the first time today is Olivia Harm from Sweden. And a timeout called on the court. You're watching the 2026 Sun Life U Sports Women's Basketball Final 8 presented by Michelob in Hilton, Quebec on CBC. Huskies up 12-7 over the Reds from St. Foy, Quebec. The best of U Sports men's volleyball teams battle at the 2026 BioSteel Men's Volleyball Championship, March 13th to 15th from the University of Windsor. Catch all the action on the CBC platforms of GEM, cbcsports.ca, and the YouTube CBC Sports page as well. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. And right now, Coach, it's champions 12, challengers 7. What's the key for the UNB team to kind of settle into this matchup?
Really trying to get to their shots here and continue to move the ball before really isolating Katie Butts on it. I feel like their offense is very stagnant. With a defense like the Husky, you want them to get into closeout and really creating that rotation before it gets to Katie Butts or open shots for McAfee or Speedy.
We talk about Flendell and Grassick. They are a bunch of buccaneering ballers out there. They are serving the panache. They come up with the marauding ability. And now they're up by 5.
This is Gage Grassick's first sub. As I speak about it, she's walking to the table. She played 40 minutes last game.
And Reeder with the kamikaze moment, and they're up by 8. And they might give Grassick another minute of rest with this 8-point cushion to work with.
It's a beautiful shot. Never hesitated on it. As soon as she caught it, she knew it was going up.
The jumper, too strong for McAfee. And the rebound right back over to Jenkins, and a new 14 for the Reds. Down by 8, another whistle, and we're going the other way. And with that, they'll bring in Grassick, and they'll do a double sub as Bastien along with Speedy back in.
On this here, you can see Clancy McIntyre moved a bit too quickly into the defender to create that offensive foul right there. So the guard has to wait until that forward establishes herself just a bit longer before she gets called with an offensive foul.
The Huskies with the control and mastery of this first quarter play. 4 minutes left to go. They're up by 8. Reeder pivoting back to Grassick at the logo. 6 left in the shot clock for the Huskies. Harm. Here's Reeder. That's a tough shot, and that is going to be a pantomime reaction from the UNB faithful. They thought he was there defending. You saw what from replay.
At this point there, it was just really got caught on it. It was right on the hand right there. So, I'll trust the ref on that. But ultimately, it was just a off-balance play from both ends, and it just happens to be on the Saskatchewan Huskies' favor.
And with that, the first miss by Reeder. They're 6 of 8 from the line. Again, shooting 44% from the field. UNB only 21%, 3 of 14. And Reeder right now is ice cold from the line with 1 more to go.
Why shooting free throws when you can shoot threes, Mo?
Well, she's 1 of 3. That is 33% right there. 3:45 left, and it's now a 9-point lead. And UNB just trying to keep this game within target and build up towards their crescendo. Travers, Speedy, post play. Kick out to Travers from the 45. And right now, another rebound for UNB. They love the rebounding numbers. So far, they're 1 of 6 from 3-point range.
That's such a great offense, but UNB, the ball went from one side to the other, got inside, and then got kicked out with a wide open shot. What more can you ask except for the basket to end that possession? But overall, just great execution from the UNB Reds.
Reeder's fade. Lacking the quality. Rebound Harm. Looking, waiting. And that was a marché, and we're going to UNB on possession, 3:02 left.
Great effort defensively from McIntyre for really being physical on that here. Right, she is disciplined, she stayed her ground, right? And that's exactly what happens. The Huskies created a turnover off of that.
Well, we'll see now what type of ability they have. It's been nerve blitz for the Huskies. It's been nerve blitz for the UNB. Just trying to find a sequence of points and stops. And that will be another foul, and this will be on Dodig, and that will be the 13th foul on the Huskies. They're in the bonus right now as we speak, and here is what happened. Hello, hook and tie over there.
Yeah, a bit of it, yeah.
And with that, it'll be inbounded by Zoe Olskamp from Stratford PEI.
I believe that's Dodig's second foul, and so she'll be sitting for a little while. Hopefully they won't need her too much if you're the Saskatchewan Huskies.
And Butts will provide that much effort. Simply sumptuous in that finish. They're down by 7. And Katie Butts has 4 points already, and if she gets going, remember, she had a 30-point effort on Thursday, and that effort from Grassick is second to none on that finish.
Speaking of getting going, Gage Grassick just hit her first 3 since last night.
Less than 24 hours ago. Not too bad. Speedy, Bastien, drive-by, jumper, Serene. And now you start to see UNB pick up their flow as they're down by 8.
Right, again, Mo, where it starts is where the ball movement starts, right? It wasn't as static as the first few possessions they had, and obviously it's been paying off really nicely for the UNB Reds.
Grassick, back-to-back triples, and now they're up by 11.
Right, that's just, playing with so much confidence.
Grassick does what Grassick does, and right now she's doing some serious damage to UNB. When UNB defends a 3-point shot, teams have shot 25% against them. Bastien, will she fancy the shot? Post play, Butts. This has been their safety valve. Butts, that's her DNA, that's her heat map, and now they're down by 9.
You gotta love her patience down there.
Flandel's 3, and she's fouled and will go for 3 shots. And again, is it being over-aggressive by UNB when it comes to the closeout on these 3-pointers from Saskatchewan?
Well, I get the sense of urgency, but there has to be some kind of discipline because now Bastien ends up having 2 fouls and having to sit on the bench for a few minutes until maybe halftime, or maybe she'll be able to come back into that second quarter. But again, just a bit of more discipline there.
And now Flandel, 4th year from St. Albert, Alberta, a hotbed for athletes in that region of the Edmonton area. And now taking the free throws here. And another missed free throw. They're 7 of 12 from the line in this first quarter alone. You prorate that, they might have 48 attempts coming up.
And 0 on the other end.
Which is not so great for UNB.
Well, I mean 0 for 0.
That's right. But for UNB, they hit about 14 free throws per game, and they're nowhere near hitting 10 made free throws per game.
Well, if you look at it, yesterday's game was so physical. Sask shot 32 free throws, and UNB shot 25 of them. There was a ton of calls last night.
That delayed our Saturday night plans. You going out, I going to sleep. Right now, it has been a 10-point lead effort for the Huskies. Jenkins with it in the jungle. Rebound back over to the Huskies. Flendell back on the go.
Jenkins was so impactful last night against the Calgary Dino. She had 7 points, 2 rebounds, and she was trying to get going today.
Murphy Weep, she had 26. Over, hit that one, and the forensic touch by Grassley gives her point number 8.
Wow, just a veteran that does not stop working. She believes in this team so much, and she shows it on full display.
A turnover by UNB, that's now number 5. They get about 20 a game, but this has been one of those fizzy, skitty games for UNB out of the blocks. They have not played well. It's maybe jangling nerves for them in this first quarter, trying to adapt to this level of environment of the bronze baby on the line.
You know, you can see the way the Saskatchewan Huskies are playing with so much confidence and so much familiarity here. That's such a hard word to say, no?
I'm not going to say it. I'll leave you hanging on that one. Here comes Jenkins. Switch of play, back over it comes to Travers. And this will roll out of play with 18 seconds left.
That would be their 6th turnover in this first quarter here.
And in the game now for the Reds is Clancy McIntyre, and going off will be Butts, so get an advanced start for the break. And we'll be joined with Jeff Speedy, the UNB AD, on the great initiative that has been going on for many, many years in the women's basketball of youth sports that we'll talk about in the second quarter. Grasick poked away, Reader can't get to it, and UNB will have 3.3 seconds left on the game clock to get off a shot.
Yeah, you can see her frustration just hitting her own forehead, knowing that, like, those are shots I can make, but obviously you can't have them all.
And they will concede the seconds, and at the end of the first quarter of play, champions 25, challengers 13. You're watching the 2026 Sun Life Youth Sports Women's Basketball Final 8, presented by Michelob and Hilton, Quebec on CBC. Stay tuned for quarter number 2.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest, le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Catch the best of U Sports women's hockey teams as they face off at the 2026 Miller Waste Systems U Sports Hockey Championships in Woolwich, Ontario. Action begins Thursday, March 19th on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. All right, Coach, looking at the Wilson first quarter stats, you see the numbers right there. It's one-way traffic for the Huskies.
Right. They showed up to play. They feel comfortable, like you said. But what really comes out here is they're shooting 60% from three from the people that they want to shoot. Right. You have Gage Grashik 2 for 3 and Logan Reeder 1 for 2 from the three-point line. And so really that's where it's played. But ultimately, if UNB wants to get going into this game, it's really playing into their flow offense, being able to get the ball inside to Katie Butts and kick it back right back out to some shooters.
And here's Grasick on the high-low. And that's taken away, and now Speedy trying to convert this for points here. Can they do so on this sequence coming up for UNB? 12-point lead, 9:43 left in this first half of action. The quick hands. Kassam. Back over it is towards the near side. Here is Olskamp. Byline opening. And a missed layup and a backdoor move right there from Speedy. And they get that through, and now it is a 25-15 lead for the Huskies over the UNB Reds. They're now joined by Mr. Jeff Speedy. How you been today, sir?
I'm a little nervous at the moment, but other than that, I'm doing all right, thanks.
Is it nerves or angst?
Les deux.
Hey, some French.
A little bit.
Well, Mr. Speedy, we first off, we want to thank you for being here with us. We talk about the value of women's sports and the initiatives that you guys have done. That's Katie Butts scoring that for UNB. Since 2007, the Women's Basketball Coaches Association is fighting against breast cancer. Shoot for the Cure. It's been a big thing. I've seen it with McGill University in Quebec, and you guys have raised a lot of money.
Yeah, no, it's the 19th year of the initiative. As you said, it started in 2007, and it's been fantastic to see what it's grown and what it's become, and just the longevity of the event. The fact that it's still going 19 years later, and we're still raising a substantial amount of money every year. It's pretty special. In your wildest imagination, do you think this would grow as it is to become an important calendar event for women's sports in youth sports? That is? Yeah, no, not at all. When we launched this initiative 19 years ago, it was something we wanted to try to see what happened. I think we raised $50,000 in that first year, and we were so thrilled about that. But with the donation today, we're over $2.2 million in 19 years. So it's pretty incredible what our student athletes and our coaches and athletic departments have accomplished. And we talk about the student athletes in this, right? And I know McGill University, a lot of teams wear pink uniforms during the regular season game here. I know, Diana Ross, you wore the pink uniforms when you were at McGill University.
I absolutely did.
And how important is it to just to raise the awareness? Because cancer is a terrible disease that has impacted many, many lives that we've come about throughout our time on this planet Earth. Yeah, to me, you've kind of touched on something that's so important with this initiative, more than just dollars raised, and that is all the women's basketball players across the country giving back to their community, getting involved in a cause that's much bigger than them. They're all role models, and when young basketball players in our communities across the country see them getting involved in this cause, it just shows that how important it is for young people to give back. So thrilled about that aspect of the event. But unfortunately, breast cancer and cancer in general is something that affects, as you said, so many people. And as Di would know, we've had student athletes in this country that have played youth sports, women's basketball, pass away from breast cancer. We've had coaches that have beat it, coaches that have unfortunately succumbed to it. So it hits home for everybody. It's just another reason why it's such an important initiative. Yeah, Reeder hitting back-to-back baskets for Saskatchewan. I missed right there, and a cleanup by Murphy Weeb. And now moving forward here, do you guys ever put a cap of a goal that you want per year? You have $2.2 million now. What's the goal for next year? Well, we kind of have a recurring target of $100,000 every year, and this year I think we were $108,000, $92,000 that went to the Canadian Cancer Society, and the rest was to local cancer organizations in different cities and whatnot. So, as long as we're getting over $100,000 every year, which we seem to do most years, that's a target that we have annually. And next year being the 20th anniversary, I think we'll spice things up and try and do when
when we had passed the $1 million mark a few years ago,
Right.
we had a special thing with the ball going all the way across the country and signed by every
I remember that,
every
actually.
team. Yeah, so I think we'll try to get something similar going involved next year where it's the 20th version of Shoot for the Cure.
Now, did Diana Ross sign that basketball because it'd be worth plenty of money? She did sign that basketball.
You know what? I don't know where that is. I should know because I was really involved in presenting it. It was whoever hosted Nationals that year. I think they got to keep it, but I can't remember what happened to it. I'll have to look into that.
And you can put on your UNB cap now. Your thoughts on this game so far? They're trailing by 12. It's still only 7:19 left in this first half. Are we going to see the better of this UNB team moving forward now?
Well, I'm not sure we can play a whole lot worse, to be honest. This is unfortunately as bad as we've played in probably a month. I think the Huskies have something to do with that. They're a great basketball team. They're probably the best program in the country on an annual basis. So no doubt they're part of the reason why we're struggling a little bit. But these girls are resilient. They've accomplished so many great things this year. I have no doubt Coach Aaron and her staff will figure out a way to get them to play better basketball. And all I hope for them is that they play up to their potential. We see the best version of themselves at some point here today. And I like our chances to get back into this game if they do that. But sitting up here is a lot harder than being down there, so I'll have absolutely nothing to do with any adjustments that'll be made the rest of today, that's for sure.
And Rita missed an athlete for the Huskies. For us, Diane and I, we're just a bunch of broadcasters. We have no nerves at all. So we have no horse in this race here. So unlike you, sir, we are okay from calling the game and hopefully not getting criticized by the fans if we make anything. And a rejection right there out of bounds, and this will be Saskatchewan ball. Finally, let's go back to the initiative now. You mentioned the goal of 100,000 per year. For everyone out there who want to donate moving forward here, what is the link, the website address, everything that we can get the word out so we can raise more money so when you have this conversation next year in Halifax at the 2027 Women's Final 8, there's be more money to be had.
I can't rattle off the link to you off the top of my head. That's nothing I prepared for. I didn't even think of that. That would have been a great job by me to have that ready. Yeah, U Sports, the U Sports social media engine pumped that out for 2 or 3 solid weeks straight when the campaign was going on. And if you actually go to the Canadian Cancer Society and hashtag or / Shoot for the Cure, the website comes up and the link is still open. You can still make donations now. But no doubt U Sports will be sending that out on their social media channels next January when the 20th version of Shoot for the Cure starts.
Well, Mr. Speed, we thank you so much for your time, and we'll let you get back to being a UNB supporter as there's a 2-on-1 coming through for Dodig. Back out to Grassick. Here is Reader's 3. Bullseye! And just like that, it's a 15-point lead, and we'll let you get back to watch this game, and hopefully it'll be a better result for your Reds coming forward here.
Thanks very much. Appreciate you having me on and supporting Shoot for the Cure.
Absolutely. Take care, sir. And basket confirmed right there, and it is now a 34-21 lead for the Huskies over the Reds with 5:28 left here in this first half of action. And it's been flying for the Huskies, and here is Reader again. It's been one of those category maps where Reader has found her way through. That's point number 8, Coach, and she has been flying for the Huskies.
Actually, Mo, that's point number 13 for Reader. We have missed
in the quarter, though.
Sorry. She has 13 points so far in this game, and like you said, she just found her flow in this final game. I mean, maybe she's just showing up in big games.
Big game Reader is what it is, and right now it's been one of those things for the UNB Reds. They've been caught napping a couple of times, and the impetus has been gone from the offense. Now they're down by 15, and the champions are really starting to lay a stamp of approval in this first half. Reader again, the release. And another jump ball with Butts and DeMong. And this will be UNB ball with 4:33 left in this first half of play. Media timeout called. You're watching the 2026 U Sports Women's Final 8 presented by Sun Life and also by Michelob and Hilton to Quebec on CBC. Saskatchewan 36, UNB 21 from St. Foy, Quebec.
Every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Catch the best U Sports women's hockey teams as they face off at the 2026 Miller Waste Systems U Sports Women's Hockey Championship in Woolwich, Ontario. Action begins March 19th on Thursday afternoon on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, CBC Sports YouTube, U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. And right now, Coach, champions are being made right now with Saskatchewan up by 15. And UNB is a bit a deer caught in the headlights right now, just trying to get themselves back on even terms late in this first half.
You're absolutely right. Saskatchewan Huskies are playing with so much confidence and so much flow, which UNB are having such a hard time getting into, and it's just a matter of getting a couple baskets and a couple stops in a row if you're the UNB Reds.
UNB's been quick, but Saskatchewan's been quicker in this first half, and they're down by 15. Bastien going towards the back door, the twist and turn, well defended by DeMong. And this will go out of bounds, first row seat for DeMong. And this will remain a UNB ball with 4:15 left in this first half. And again, Saskatchewan right now shooting at a clip of 44%. UNB at 34%. You mentioned before, UNB 10 turnovers in this first half.
Right, and that's a lot of turnovers, in the final game here. You can see that this last possession, the Huskies got into a 2-3 zone on a sideline out of bounds and really forced UNB to get again, to think and try to get into a flow once again.
Dodig in a twister-like battle for that ball with Olskamp, and 3:53 left. In fact, Saskatchewan scored 7 points off of those turnovers, and that could be a costly situation here for UNB if they cannot curb those numbers in favor of their liking. Husky ball, 14 left in the shot clock. Harm Grassi. She was a flamethrower in the first quarter of play, and now it's Reeder's turn, who's been the firebrand in the second quarter. Flendell going strong. And right into the hands of Jenkins, and now here is McAfee on the switch of play for UNB. McAfee at the controls of the UNB ship. Here is Butts looking for the outlet, and McAfee got steamrolled, and now it is the Huskies on a 5-on-4.
On that pass, you can see 3 Huskies ready to defend if she caught that ball, but obviously with 3 defender on, it's just a hard pass to catch.
Interception, Grassi, bounce pass. Harm can't punish them on that miscue. It's been going one way to the other way, and now trying to calm the heartbeat down. Grassi. Another rebound for the Huskies, and that is incomplete for DeMong.
Right, they missed a few easy baskets there, but the effort defensively was absolutely at a high intensity. You can see there's a lot of ball pressure and makes it tough for...
And pressure makes diamonds, and McAfee hitting the 31% in this season. And with it, it's Flendell's turn. Cash money, and they're back up by 15.
Right, this is some great basketball we're watching right now. Just exchanging baskets for now.
Shot making at its finest, the highest of quality. McAfee. And that was a little ticklish coming in from the hands of Harm on Butts. And that will be the second team foul on the Huskies in this quarter of play. And plethora of subs coming in for the Huskies. It's Reeder's back in along with Baldy. And what will they have in their bag of tricks for UNB? The tricks and flicks have not been as successful today. Butts, McAfee for three. And that connects to the bottom of the hole, and they're down by 12.
That'd be UNB's second three. They are 2 for 9 from the three-point line.
And it might be the three-point shot. That might be their calling card. Reeder. That's her calling card. Nothing but nylon on that shot, and now they're up very big. 42-27. Timeout call by UNB. As good as UNB's been shooting the ball in the last few minutes of play, Saskatchewan's always one step ahead of them.
I mean, Logan Reeder has been hot. This beautiful pass from Gage Grassick, knowing that she can attract defenders and finding an open, hot-handed Logan Reeder. She now has 16 points, from 6 from the three-point line. And so that's just hard to defend.
She's 6 of 11 for the field overall, but again, the Huskies are now 6 of 12, 50% from three-point range. In this first half alone, shooting 40% overall. UNB at a clip of 35%. And we talk about the rebounding numbers so far. It's 17-16 for UNB over Saskatchewan, but turnovers has been costly for the Reds. 13-7 in this first half. And again, the Huskies have 7 points off of those turnovers in this first half of play. So with that 42-27 lead, it expands for the Huskies. Their flair and attacking ability has not been curbed yet by the Reds, and there might be some reinvention required for UNB going into the second half of this game.
Right, it's going to be, hopefully for the UNB Reds, a basket right now and a quick stop to get another basket. Then you can get a little run going before the end of the second quarter.
And with it is McAfee. Katie McAfee from Lower Knoxford, New Brunswick. Olskamp. Jenkins. And that was taken away by Maldi.
Speaking of turnovers, you said they had 13. Now it's their 14th turnover in this half.
Murphy Weeb. Here's Grassick. Dodig dancing. And she was caught in 2 minds on that finish. And tripped up is Maldi. And that will be the second team foul on UNB with 1:15 left in this first half.
Just a beautiful triangle play. Dodig was able to attack the close and find herself wide open underneath the rim, and that's probably why she missed it. Not used to seeing an open basket like that.
Post play again. And there is a jam of bodies, and we are going the other way. Couldn't escape the shadows of the key. And this is back to UNB with 1:10 left. McAfee back with it. This is a UNB team that has scored 78 points per game, and they are well off that clip today. Can they find a robust number of baskets before halftime? From the flats. And a miss by Olskamp. Rebound Butts in traffic. Third bite of the cherry, and they will go to the free throw line, and that is their plan A. Shoot, attack, rebound, get the ball back, score again, and now they go to the line.
Right on this here, you can see Olskamp being active on the rebounding end and really chasing rebounds and giving second chances and opportunities to her team.
Olskamp bringing the PEI heat. And the first free throw is confirmed. And for UNB just trying to survive the final 51 seconds to get into the team talk. And how's that team talk going to look for UNB going in, trailing by maybe 13 points, if not more?
It's gonna be about every possession matters. It's not, you won't be able to, score a 13-point deficit here. You have to be able to make a stop, get going offensively with some flow, inside-out basketball, some weak side passes and whatnot, and then from there making stops.
And back with is Flindell. 6 left in the shot clock for the Huskies. And that is defended well enough. Murphy Weeb is better than enough, and she applies that master control on that, and they're back up by 15.
She never stops moving, and that's probably why she was able to get that pass, that wonderful pass from Flindell.
If the open area goes. This could be the last shot. Big clock, 11 seconds left. Small clock down to 9 seconds. And Speedy, and one. Composure, perfect weight, and now they go to the line with 4.9 left.
Right here, it's just turning the corner and really going at Flindel's hip and being able to create something out of nothing.
It's magical sometimes, using the dark arts of basketball at its finest. And they're down by 12 with 4.9 left. Thinking about what has happened here, Coach, is this relatively a positive outlook that it's only a 12-point lead than maybe 15 plus as it was for a while?
I think what it is that, UNB is finding a better flow right now. And so you can only hope, you heard Jeff Speedy saying earlier, you can only hope that they, play better than what they showed earlier in this game.
Like the old adage is, don't look back, look forward. We're through 20 minutes to play with 20 minutes to go. You're watching the 2026 Sun Life U Sports Women's Final 8, presented by Michelob and Hilton Quebec on CBC. At halftime, Saskatchewan 44, UNB 32.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
All right, welcome back here. It's halftime. Saskatchewan up by a score of 44-32 over UNB in the women's final here from St. Foy, Quebec. However, don't forget, as basketball concludes tonight, we move forward and we look forward towards the Women's Volleyball Championship presented by Booster Juice beginning Friday in Langley, BC. And here are the rankings. The Canada West champions, Alberta is the #1 seed. The Quebec champions, Sherbrooke Valley are the #2 seed. Brock University out of the OUA are the #3 seed. Trinity Western from the Canada West finalists and hosts will be your 4th seed. And also from the Canada West, UBC, the bronze medalists, will be the 5. Coming in at number 6, the AUS champion St. Mary's Huskies. Number 7, Thompson Rivers, Canada West 4th place team. And finally, to wrap it up, from the University de Montréal, Carabin, the RSQ finalists, are the number 8 seed. Let's now take a look at the bracket for Friday's opening round of games here. As you see there, it is Sherbrooke that will start off the tournament. They'll take on number 7 seed Thompson Rivers, followed by the second quarterfinal at 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. Pacific, which will be Brock against St. Mary's. Then in the nightcap, 9 p.m. East, 6 p.m. Pacific, it will be Trinity Western facing UBC in a rematch of their conference semifinal. And finally, at 11 p.m., 8 p.m. Pacific, number 1 Alberta facing the Carabin de Montréal. You can watch all 4 quarterfinals and championship side of the bracket on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube, while the consolation round will be exclusively available, I beg your pardon, on CBC Sports YouTube. All games will be available in French on EC2.tv. And don't forget, we have track and field highlights coming in from Winnipeg this weekend. Let's take a look at the highlights from this past weekend. 7 records were set this weekend at U Sports Track and Field in Winnipeg. And we've got some highlights. U Sports Female Athlete of the Week, Sandy McDonald of Calgary, set the new long jump record at 6 meters 34. Liv Sands of Western set the new U Sports record at 17 meters 67 in the shot put. The Saskatchewan Huskies won the women's 4x200 meter relay team, established a new U Sports mark with a time of 1:35.24. And the Guelph Griffins won the national championship with 105 points. On the men's side of things, quite the event with them, as Keon Rude of Guelph University set the new championship record in the men's 60 meters hurdle at 7.75 seconds, and was quite dramatic in how that played out for them in that hurdle race. As you see here, great start from Rude, and never looked back going towards the finish line, 7.75 seconds. And finally, Alberta's Rita Ratti established a new standard, hitting the finish line in 32.75 seconds, besting former Golden Bear Austin Cole's U Sports record of 32.8 seconds from the 2019 track and meet finals. As circling the final hook, and there goes Ratty towards the finish line. And finally, Jackson McKay of Western obliterated the heptathlon points record with 5,607 points to help Western to their second consecutive championship. Quite the event in Winnipeg with what transpired with all the athletes, male and female, setting new records all weekend long. Congrats to all the medal winners. You can relive the action from this past weekend's events at usports.ca/under the live broadcast tab or on CBC Sports YouTube. And there are your track and field highlights as the Western Mustangs getting 64 points as well from the weekend in Winnipeg. Congrats to all the athletes. At the highlights, catch them all on the YouTube page on CBC Sports for U Sports. With that and more, coming up next, second half action between Saskatchewan and UNB. Champions up by a score of 44-32 from Laval, Quebec.
Where exceptional student athletes are born. Where records are broken. Where great plays are made. Where school colors ignite passion. Where champions prevail. Where tradition is celebrated. Ontario University Athletics.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back here to Laval University on the lovely St. Foy area outside of Quebec City. Saskatchewan and UNB at halftime. It's Saskatchewan 44, UNB 32. And looking at the Wilson halftime stats, Saskatchewan 40% from the field, and they shot the three-point ball very well at 46%, and they were 62% from the line. However, for UNB, well off the mark, 27% from the long range. They are 4% off that mark. However, only shot 35% in the first half and didn't really have the best of best games going towards this end of halftime. Meanwhile, for other key numbers to look at in this situation, there was 14 turnovers for UNB over the 8 for Saskatchewan. Top point getters in that first half for the Huskies. Reeder with 16, Flindell with 10, Grassick with 10. That is the combined 36 points between those three compared to yesterday, Coach. You look at it from where it was yesterday and how it played out for the Huskies. It was Murphy Weeb that carried the load, and those three names of Reeder, Flindell, Grassick were pretty much background characters in the win against Laval, but today they're the main characters, and they have been given a box office performance against the UNB Reds.
Well, if you look at it, it's really a question of matchup, right? We talked about it, UNB's Katie Butts that has been so impactful in this tournament and her whole career, really. And so we kind of like, if you look at matchups, Murphy Weeb is matched up with a really good player right now. And whereas, you know, we have Logan Reeder, Gage Grassick, and Andrea Dodig, Flindell that are a bit more active and a bit more dynamic right now and is able to create opportunities for each other off the bounce.
On the flip side, UNB, Katie Butts with 8, Bastien with 7, McAfee with 7, Speedy with 5, and Oskamp with 5. That's it from their 5. However, it feels like with Katie Butts, she has 8 points leading the way, but it's been a quiet 8 points. Not the same domination of prominence and vigor that she's brought these last few days in St. Foy.
I believe that is credit to the Saskatchewan Huskies. They have been so dominant on that defensive end. Every time she catches the ball, there's a defender, a rotation defender waiting for her right there. Every time, you know, a pick and roll happens, there's already someone tagging her up from that weak side. So she really doesn't have that much space to maneuver, but regardless, she has been so efficient. She's 4 for 7 from the field. It's just a matter of getting opportunities instead of just, you know, getting some shots up.
Well, stay tuned. We'll have our opportunity to call the second half here from St. Foy, Quebec on the Laval University campus from the Desjardins Amphitheater. It is halftime. Saskatchewan 44, UNB 32. 20 down, 20 to go. Could UNB pull off the great escape? We'll find out here from Laval University. Second half action about to begin here. I see the highlights from the first half. Reader was smoking those three-point shots from Saskatoon, and now we get ready for the second half. You always talk about it before, Coach, the first 3 minutes. We know the Huskies are not going to panic at all because they are built like champions as they are, rightfully so. These first 3 minutes, what do you expect from UNB coming out of the blocks?
I expect them to come in and play hard and defend hard. They've showed the ability to defend and impacted the ball all week long, and so I expect them to really up their intensity on ball pressure, but also moving the ball offensively a bit more and try to get opportunities for shooters or Katie Butts on the weak side a bit more there.
Katie Butts has been the lone raider of success for the Reds in this first half. Will she be much more dynamic? They've been lacking the dynamism at times in this ball game, but now they have 20 minutes to rescue this mission and perhaps maybe force overtime or win it at the death. Post play. Gassam. Too strong on that, and back to Butts it comes, and a new 14 to work with. Part two. Cherry sweeter on that, and they get off to a good start.
Just a great first possession by UNB. They got into that ball screen, got into the weak side, and got Gassam inside on a post-up on Flindell.
And back to the near side it comes. They're going to go on the switch of play to Flindell on the end line, and hit her side's 7.5s were on the wrong side of the courts.
A great 1-2 possession to start for UNB Reds, and you know, as you can see, Gage Grassick is like, guys, don't worry, we got it. Just making sure that we are connected after this turnover. So that's some veteran moves right there.
A slight wobble from the Huskies, but they continue to move along here in this early part of the third quarter. Coach Dana Ross of U of T, Mo Khan on this Sunday evening.
You see, the Saskatchewan Huskies are really impactful on the ball there.
Back-to-back, backdoor moves, and now the Huskies are up by 8.
That was covered. They're so high intensity on the ball that, you know, they are overplaying it, so that got, and Gassam wide open underneath the rim.
Quick hands again, and UNB starting to show a little bit more guile. And Speedy was in a collision course as the century collision was applied with her and DeMonk.
Look at it there. Ooh, tough collision there, but very unintentional on both ends.
That looks like what it'd be in the men's hockey if it's UNB against Saskatchewan at the University Cup. Quite the collision on that, but yet we move forward. 8-point lead, 4-0 run for the Reds. Can they get even closer with Butts on the ball? On the sidecar pass, Speedy fouled. And this is a different composition of a UNB team that looks much more aggressive, more confident than what they were in the first quarter of play about an hour ago.
There's a better flow. There's a lot more, you know, attack to the rim. They're looking at the rim more than last. In the first half, they were really looking to skip the ball and pass the ball around the horn, whereas this time they're putting the ball on the ground and really being a bit more aggressive to the rim.
7-point lead, 8-point lead. A high-profile matchup with these two teams. And UNB trying to lock down this Husky enterprise. Could the Huskies go back-to-back? Grassick. Post play, and here is the pass to Grassick from Weeb. Quick hands again. 3 left in the shot clock from Prince Albert. And that just lacked the quality of purchase.
You gotta love the UNB defense there. They got into a 3-2 zone that really got Saskatchewan to think and now take a wild shot from the logo, but that was all UNB defense, the impact they had on that possession.
And now this is another key possession. This could be if UNB converts a 2-score lead for the Huskies. Bastien, watched by Reader. Here's Gassam, who's had a strong third quarter. And Sheila goes to the line, showing. And this is going to go towards Saskatchewan, I beg your pardon. It looked like initially that it was contact on the Huskies. And with that, we go back the other way.
Yeah, so far UNB are leading this quarter 6-0 to the Saskatchewan Huskies.
7:42 left in this third quarter play. Reeder was flaming in that second quarter. Back over to Dodig. Butts taking care of her. Dodig nowhere to go. DeMong back on the near side. 6 left in the shot clock for the Huskies. DeMong in traffic. Jump ball with Speedy. And a little bit of wrestling going on. This remains Saskatchewan ball. And now we're seeing a little bit more edge from the UNB defending of the Huskies.
That's unnecessary.
That is Olympic-style wrestling takedown by Speedy.
Yeah, but you gotta love the competitiveness, just not too excessive when it comes to that.
Well, Olympic wrestling qualifiers are not too far away with the LA Games in 2 years' time. Reeder, shot clock violation.
Some great possession to start for the UNB Reds. Still, Saskatchewan Huskies hasn't been able to score just yet in this third quarter.
Huskies have hit a couple of potholes on this trip. Backdoor again. And a short conversion by McAfee, and this will go out of bounds back to the Huskies with 21 left on the shot clock. And you have to wonder now for UNB, can they keep this energy level still at the high clip that they've been going so far in this first 3 minutes of action?
Well, you really got no choice, Mo, because at this point you have 17 minutes before, hanging that gold medal around your neck. So this is all you got.
Dodig, Reeder, help along the way. 6 left in the shot clock for the Huskies. Here's Grasick. You want your captain? And that time lacking the conviction.
Yeah, Grasick expected a call there, but again, UNB continue to play and double team inside here on Butts, leaving a wide open shooter in Kylie.
Speedy with the 3, and that's a 1-score lead. The attacking attitudes has changed dramatically for the Huskies and for the UNB Reds. They're back in this game with a 3-point lead. You're watching the 2026 U Sports Sun Life Women's Final 8 from St. Paul, Quebec, presented by Hilton Quebec and Michelob Lights.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Catch the best of U Sports men's hockey teams as they face off at the 2026 University Cup presented by Steel Mazda Live from Halifax. The action begins Thursday, March 19th, 12 noon on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. And back to live action we are right now with this game going forward. It's a 1-score lead, and right now the Huskies are trying to just get themselves back on the proper footing. And this will be against UNB.
Right, speaking of which, they will be able to at least getting an opportunity to get onto that scoreboard in this third quarter, because it is 9-0 so far in this third quarter for the UNB Reds.
9-0 run, the nuts and bolts of UNB is showing up, the backdoor cuts that they've had, and now we'll see if that will become a big figure in this situation. Here's Reeder, who was a big figure in the first quarter. Dodig. And that was taken away by a deluge of red uniforms. And we are going back to UNB ball. And again, when you look at this now for this defensive play by UNB, they definitely are covering the pass lanes easier than before.
Right, they are way more connected defensively in this third quarter compared to that first half where the Saskatchewan Huskies had so much space and time to navigate and find opportunities, where it's this time around, they are really clogging up the passing lanes, like you said.
UNB finding another gear in this matchup. And again, this gear leads to maybe 2 more points, which it doesn't happen as Bastien mistimed that finish. Grasic. And Bastien trying to make up for the miscue, and this is going to go back to UNB. Another turnover by Saskatchewan in this game, Coach. And they are looking like UNB in the first half, as they're now turnover number 14. And that's their average per game.
Yeah, we still have 16 minutes to go into this game here. So, but kudos to the UNB Reds for really triggering those turnovers and creating those turnovers for the Saskatchewan Huskies.
Olskamp for the tie. Rebound, Grasic. And that would have been dream-like stuff for UNB to come back. 5:28 left, and now maybe these next 3 minutes could be critical for the Huskies. And with it is McAfee.
It's a great attack from Dodig there, just couldn't finish.
Speedy, McAfee, they've been the star so far. Butts is the star. Olskamp, reload from the 45. And she's 0 for 2 in her last 2 attempts, and that will roll out like a curling shot in favor of the Huskies with 5:05 left in this third quarter of play.
You can see they're still okay with the double team on Katie Butts inside, leaving Olskamp open for a shot, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's probably the shot that they're comfortable leaving.
5 minutes left, 15 minutes left overall in this matchup. It is Saskatchewan 44, UNB 41. Plenty of jeopardy, plenty of twitch. Who's got the late drama heroics? It's Lendell. And that was 2 steps too many for her.
Again, this 3-2 zone defense is really making the Saskatchewan Huskies think they are shading that ball with that top defender in Gassam.
Those shadows are very long for Saskatchewan. Now it's very close. UNB breathing down their necks. McAfee, post play. Gassam makes it now a 1-point lead for the Huskies. And they've yet to score a basket in this quarter, Coach.
Yeah, it's now a 11-point run for the UNB Reds, especially in this third quarter here, but maybe, nope.
Grasic missing that one. Back over it is towards Murphy Weave. Grasic on the reload. Murphy Weave to her right. Grasic, no foul call, popped up in the air. Remains Saskatchewan ball, 5 left in the shot clock. And now Anne Bastien come back in. No subs lined up for the Huskies. And this is now one of those situations where the confidence and anxiety is on display. Confident UNB, anxiety Saskatchewan. And they got to just break the ice here and get their first field goal in this quarter of play.
Right, your UNB is playing with a lot of confidence, like you said. And then we're hoping, if you're the Huskies fan, that the confidence and the experience comes back out for the rest of this 4 minutes.
And Bastien back with it, south of 4. Diana Ross, head coach of U of T, Mo Khan on this gold medal Sunday. Post play. Jenkins losing the handle. Back over to McAfee. 5 left in the shot clock for Olskamp. Gassam, and that might have been one pass too many, and there's a little twist and turn, and the arrow pointing towards New Brunswick, and UNB will get the ball back with a new 14 to work with.
You gotta give Gassam some credit here. This third quarter has been so strong for her. She has been impactful on the defensive end. She has been impactful on the offensive end, especially playing as an undersized forward.
A high-profile game. Here's the 3. And a miss again for Olskamp. She's 0 of 3 in this third quarter of action. Still in UNB possession. Remember, they are rebounding machines. They are magnets when it comes to that. Jenkins. And she will go to the free throw line with the opportunity to tie and maybe give UNB their first lead of the second half.
Great attack, feeling a lot of pressure from Reeder there. She was able to put the ball on the ground and really find a driving lane and create an opportunity for herself with 2 free throws.
Parity back, 44-44. UNB have clawed their way back into this game. Shooting 36%, Saskatchewan 35%. 12-0 run 12 without reply from UNB. Now 13 without reply, and they're up by 1. The smiles and elations on the Saskatchewan bench has quieted, and now UNB is starting to fizz. And Saskatchewan cannot contain the fizz in the bottle. Here's Flindell. And like a volleyball serve in the air, this remains Saskatchewan ball.
If you're Saskatchewan, that's a shot that you want for Flindell. So really good offense there. It's just it's a bit harder to shoot when you're down 1 and the other team is going on a 13-point run.
Saskatchewan trying to repeat for the first time since Carleton did it not too long ago. A few years ago that was. Reeder. Can she rev the engine? Reeder. Harm. And a rebound again for Olskamp. This is like a baseball game where they're pitching a shutout here in the third quarter of play with less than 3 to go.
I don't know anything about baseball, so.
Speedy off the heel and a rebound for Grasick. And the Huskies are back on the front foot, down by 1. Here is Murphy Weave, and the drought is finally over, and they're back up by 1.
That is a textbook pick and roll between Grasick and Weave. What a beautiful play from a 2 veteran player right there.
Bastien. Here is Speedy on the byline. And she got fouled by the aforementioned Murphy Weave. And for those who don't know, and here's a replay from the pick and pop.
Right, really threading the needle with that pass from Grasick to Weeb. Going through 2 defenders.
And for those who don't remember, Coach, there's never been a national champion from the AUS. Now, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, it's still in the balance of this game being what it is. As Speedy now ties it up at 46 apiece. If UNB were to win, they would be the first ever champions from the Atlantic. So the Bronze Baby has never visited anything past Quebec, going towards the East Coast.
Well, they have a bit more than 12 minutes to really bring it home.
And with it is Murphy Weeb. The Huskies want to keep the Baby Bronze in the Bronze Baby that is in their hands. And that's off the window using the geometry of DeMong. A great crash finish on that one over there.
We have seen that move from DeMong before. That is textbook. That's part of her, toolbox. So something that she's very comfortable with.
South of 2 in this third quarter. 1 point lead for the Huskies. Speedy. Butts on her right, stopping, looking, short. Bastien denied, poked away, Butts at the death. And that is her area of success, and they're back up by 1. It's in her jeans, and they're back up 49-48. Flindell's 3. And another rebound for Olskamp in the 50-50. And this is going to be hand clapping from UNB on the effort by the Reds. And right now, the Huskies are 6 of 17 for 3-point range.
If you haven't knocked down a shot in the last few minutes, that's a tough shot to make, especially with some range like that. Not saying that she can't make those, but seeing an easier basket go through might help with the percentage in this third quarter.
Zoe Olskamp missing the free throw, and that breaks the 100% start for UNB. They're now 9 of 10 from the line. And now we're almost into the business end of this game with a minute 27 left before the fourth quarter in this matchup between UNB and Saskatchewan. And this is the biggest lead for UNB, up by 2 over Sask in this game, Coach.
They are now 18-4 in this last quarter.
Leah Travers, and there's a 1-2-2 press. Grasick. This chess match with these two teams has been sublime. Flindell, watched by Speedy. Flindell in the teeth. And this will be free throws coming up for Maya Flindell.
That's a beautiful attack from Flindell there, as I spoke about her decision-making on taking that 3, but this is where you can gain some confidence back and getting a flow offensively right here at the free throw line.
Fourth-year player.
Third team Canada West All-Star.
That's quite the accolades for her.
Just to start.
Scoring 15 a game, and they're down by 1 with 1:10 left. To bring it back to even keel, and that's what they do. It's 50-50 with 1:10 left. And the heartbeat's starting to pick up a little bit if you are a partisan of the Huskies or Reds support group. South of 1 coming up. Here is Bastien. Fumbling that ball out of play. It remains UNB ball with 58.4 left on the clock, 13 left on the shot clock.
Just very, that's all Saskatchewan with hands on and deflections on the ball. And so, hoping that UNB can find something here with the last 8 seconds to go.
But 6 seconds left. And that pass lacked the energy required, and they will slow it down. Grasick knows a converted field goal gives them the lead, and that might change the mindset towards the fourth quarter of play. Here's Flindell. Going over. And this is going to be a foul, and it appeared Butts was not stationary. A little bit twitchy with the feet. If we're going to replay on that one, as Flindell looking like Sabrin Khalifi creating something out of nothing. And her feet were off the ground, it looks like. And the pantomime reaction from the UNB fan base says it all.
They are not happy with the call, but, still going to play the ball game.
51-50 lead, 33.5 left in this ball game in the third quarter. 2 for 2, and Flindell has calmed down the UNB waves that's been coming at them. She's quietly gone about with her work, created fouls, and now has them up by 2.
Still 2 possessions to go.
Closing chapter coming up in 28 seconds from now. Who's going to write that chapter to make this their script? McAfee can't make it her script. And snatched away, denied, loose ball. Still with it, and the arrow pointing towards Saskatchewan. And 14.7 left, the Huskies have a chance to add a little bit more to their tally.
That's great hustle play from the UNB guards down there, but good hands from Flindell to really tie that up and giving Saskatchewan the last possession of this third quarter.
Back into the Plex territory. Here's Flindell. Open, Reeder. Rebound, DeMong. And the arrow with 2.6 left goes back to the Reds. And this will be UNB ball with one more chance. The last action of this third quarter play before going to the fourth period from St. Foy, Quebec.
That's a beautiful action run by the Saskatchewan Huskies right there off of a shot for a shooter. Just couldn't knock it down.
We're through 30. One more chapter to go in this epic battle between these two schools. It's Saskatchewan 52, UNB 50. You're watching the 2026 U Sports Final 8 presented by Sun Life, Michelob Light, and Quebec Hilton on CBC. Coming up, fourth quarter action from Laval University.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
Welcome back here, the Wilson third quarter stats, and they're looking at them right now and how this played out for both teams in this game. It's almost even Steven in certain departments. Field goals, three-point shooting is favoring Saskatchewan, but UNB, Coach, they went on a run in that quarter play, and they were fabulous. They won an 18-8 run. In fact, it was a 13-0 run to start off, but UNB did give up 8 points to Saskatchewan late in that third quarter of the play.
It all started on defense, Mo, right? They upped their intensity defensively. They are clogging up the passing lanes. Every time the Saskatchewan Huskies trying to drive the lanes, there's a UNB Reds standing there, if not one, maybe two. And so really they are adjusted defensively. They were able to get into a 3-2 zone as well, which made the Huskies think a bit more offensively and can't get into a flow.
It was a big flat for Saskatchewan. They fixed the tire, and now can they drive home with the bronze baby again?
Let's see it.
Back out, Brunswick. Cash money. The principal supplier of points comes up big, and they're up by 5. And now it's a 7-0 run for the Huskies. Gaston back with it. Watched by DeMonk. Bastien around Reeder. Speedy, post play, Butts. Trying to chisel her way through and tripped up. And it will be UNB ball, and she got hit in the forehead area. She's slow to get up, and now back on her twos.
Every time she catches it, they are going at her. They do not want Katie Butts to be the reason why the UNB Reds have a gold medal hanging around their neck.
She went through the car wash and it came up a little bit scuffed up. And Butts missing that. Second by the cherry is Sweeter. And her GPS data is on as she has found the range of scoring inside the paint, and they're down by 3.
It's a great effort right there by Butts.
Who's got the courage? And there is the courage coming in from the leader, Grasic, and they're back up by 5.
Gage Grasic said, this is the fourth quarter, let me show up right now.
Gasson from the elbow. Rebound, Butts, short, third bite, looking, short again, and that will be a foul on DeMong. And Gasson will go to the line again for the Reds. Who's got the edge right now?
You know, Mo, I don't know about the edge, but I know for a fact that UNB is crashing really hard and really trying to get to the second and third opportunity at the rim. And if Saskatchewan wants to extend this league, they really have to finish possession and making sure that they put a body on Gaston, because she is on a mission, as well as Katie Butts is.
Right now, 30-24 rebounding edge for UNB. It's now 14 points in the paint, and now it is the current scoreline of what we have right now, a 57-54 lead for the Huskies over the Reds. 8:40 left in this matchup. Reeder. And a rebound right to McAfee.
Beautiful shot from Reeder there. If you are the Saskatchewan Huskies, you are happy with that shot.
Bastien circling, cutting. Too much spice in that pass. Popped up in the air, still alive. And Flindell is on the ground, got fouled with 8:21 left. And that will be the first team foul on UNB. There's 2 on Saskatchewan in the first minute 40.
A good defensive play right there by the Huskies, being able to secure that pass and obviously forcing Gassam to pick up a foul and, you know, getting to the bench.
Head coach Dana Ross, Mo Khan. The gold medal game on the line. Game still plenty of jeopardy. Flindell. Bow and arrow on target, and they're up by 6.
Flindell is now 2 for 4 from that three-point line with 17 points.
She's been the MVP since the late third quarter. Speedy. Too much speed on that one, and you have to think this might be danger zone for UNB with Saskatchewan pulling this game away up by 6. DeMonk, and she handed off that ball to Olskamp and fouled Olskamp. So my point, though, as I said, it was very close here, but slowly Saskatchewan starting to really lay down the brickwork here. And you see the replay here from DeMong on the handoff, literally trying to hand it off towards Murphy Weed.
Right, except for this possession here, you know, you can see Saskatchewan slowly getting back into their flow, and obviously knocking down a few shots would help that as well, but ultimately their offense is flowing a bit better.
Lovely space. Olskamp And that was an easy lane as she disturbed the Saskatchewan defending, and they're down by 4.
Speaking of flowing offense.
And Flindell couldn't flow that ball through. And right now, the coolest women on the ground are on the court as we speak. It is the Huskies, it is the Reds. It's a 60-56 lead, 7:15 left. Don't forget, after this game, it's the men's gold medal matchup. Bishops taking on Carleton. Similar parallels with these two games. Bishops winning it years ago, trying to win it for the first time in nearly 30 years. Carleton, like Saskatchewan, perennial champions of late.
Should be a really fun matchup. I know the Bishops guys are excited for this, and obviously Carleton have been a lot on the stage.
Speedy on the finish. And she will go to the line south of 7. And the trajectory is just changing, going up and down like a stock exchange. And now it is Speedy's turn to maybe get this even closer, down by 2.
Kylie Speedy hasn't shown much fear today. She has worked and she has shown a lot of courage and bravery in today's game.
Kylie has had a wonderful game. No fear or intimidation by these two teams. And now UNB's 12-14 from the line. Saskatchewan 14-20 from the line. Flindell, rebound, loose ball, Olskamp, clean up. And now it is UNB with a chance to tie or take the lead with 6:35 left in this ball game. The end product was lacking the first half. The end product has been clinical in the second half for UNB. Olskamp, watched by Harm. 6 left in the shot clock for UNB. Butts, and she was overzealous. And it's a foul on her as she politics her way with the referee. And we have Saskatchewan ball.
She got called on that here. She is hooking onto her defender and pushing off as she caught that ball. And that's what they called on it.
And if you're a UNB fan, you see otherwise. UNB glasses are different from Saskatchewan glasses. Right now, it is the defending champions up by 2. Nip and tuck this game has been. Dodig. The traffic cop. Post play Harm. Here is Murphy Weeb. And smooth and composed on that finish to back up by 4.
You got to give it up to Harm right there, knowing that as soon as she caught it, she had a double team on her and found a wide open Murphy Weeb at the high post and was able to get that 2-point off a layup.
Speedy. Olskamp. Reload from the flats. And she has not hit a 3 in this second half of play, Coach. She's had a tough day at the offense from beyond the arc. She so far today is now 1 of 5, making 1 of 6 with 5:30 left in this fourth quarter.
Right, in terms of shooting threes, they've gone ice cold. They are 4 for 18 from that 3-point line. Only 22% right now.
And they make about 6 threes per game. Bastien is fouled. And that's been their saving grace, is their free throw shooting. They've only missed 2 so far, 12 of 14. And now going to the line to perhaps get this game down either by 3 or if not by 2.
Bastien played a really good attack closeout right there and was able to get Gage Grassick's hip, and that's why she was able to get to that free throw line.
3-point lead, 5:35 left. Head coach Diana Ross Mocon, this has been a wonderful game to cap off what has been a great week of basketball in St. Foy. It's a 2-point lead. And now it's your turn, Saskatchewan. What do you have in your bag of tricks? Grassick, Murphy Weeb. Grassick, Murphy Weeb working the interplay. Here is Flindell. 10 left in the shot clock. Patience and virtue for the Huskies. Still going. Open for Harm. And that was sent towards the Saskatchewan-Manitoba border.
You got to give it up to the UNB's defense right there. It was very tight, forcing Flindell to almost get a 3-second in the key, but was able to find a Harm at the 3-point line, which is, I think, a shot that UNB Reds are comfortable with.
5 minutes left. The breaking point could be on hand. Speedy. Another missed 3. That's 4 of 20 in this game. And we saw a similar parallel to Laval yesterday with the live and die by 3-point shot. Murphy Weeb. She killed Laval, and that is a killer shot right there by Saskatchewan.
She is so steady. She does the little things. She's able to shut the crowd down a bit just by being simple, playing some simple basketball.
Grassick back with it. 4:30 left. Flendell denied. Clean up on L6. Murphy Weeb.
Who else than Murphy Weeb just following that transition in case one of her teammates missed that layup. Look at her. Now with 9 points, 8 rebounds.
And Butts will go to the free throw line with 4:10 left.
Apologies. Weeb has 11 points, 9 rebounds so far.
And here's Butts, like a running back going through the hole. And now we'll go to the line for free throws coming up. Not the most perfect science between these two teams. It wasn't the perfect science in the first half for UNB. But now the science with these two teams could come down to maybe the last shot. Another missed free throw. They're 14-17. That's 3 misses, and they're down by 6. Down by 5. And now we have a timeout on the court. 4:10 left in this ball game. You're watching the 2026 Sun Life U Sports Women's Basketball Final 8, presented by Michelob and Hilton Quebec on CBC. Saskatchewan up by 5, going towards the final 5 minutes of this matchup. Stay tuned.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Men's volleyball, brought to you by BioSteel, is headed to University of Windsor March 13th to 15th. Tournament packages, single game tickets are on sale now. Click on the QR code at the bottom of your screen or visit usportstickets.ca to guarantee your seat today. Chase the glory. And also, women's volleyball championship tickets are on sale as it is presented by Booster Juice. It's headed to Trinity Western University in Langley, BC. You saw the halftime matchups between those two teams. Tournament packages, single game tickets are on sale now. Click on the QR code at the bottom of your screen or visit usports.ca to get your tickets today. And right now, the ticket is a chance to win the bronze baby between Saskatchewan and UNB. Reader, low, high, rebound, Butts. Trying to hatch a plan now, down by 5. 2 scores separating UNB and Saskatchewan. Back over it is to Travers. Here's Butts. In the zone, off the window for Jenkins, and they're down by 3.
Wow, what a beautiful pass by Butts there, creating an opportunity for her teammate to, get to the rim there. But as you can see, Murphy Weeb has a harder time to get up after the fall. She seems to be holding her knee, maybe?
It's something with the lower body, and we'll see how much she can go. She's in the lower block now. 2 left in the shot clock for Grass for a Reader. She had no idea. Vision, execution, quality on that.
And, sometimes ignorance is bliss. She has 19 points in this ball game.
And with that, when you're good, you're good.
Must be cool.
As a cucumber. And back with it is Butts facing up against Murphy Weeb. And that's taken away from her. And this will be a foul on Bastien. And that will be team foul number 3 with 2:47 left. And Coach, if you look at the percentages right now, there's no doubt with the 6-point lead and 2:47 left. This is starting to become a little bit of a shorter racetrack here for UNB. They got to get some stops and conversions. What's got to change from their perspective chasing this game against the Huskies?
I mean, I think UNB has been doing a really good job making it tough on Saskatchewan sometimes. You know, shots like those from Logan Reeder, you know, they just fall at the right time, at the right moment. And so UNB's got to continue finding Katie Butts as she continues to create opportunities for her teammates, but most importantly, they've got to continue crashing the offensive boards and creating turnovers by the Saskatchewan Huskies.
This could be maybe the last huddles of the season. The final words being said perhaps by the coaching staffs with these players. They've been working since late August, working towards this moment here in St. Foy. And now we are minutes away from crowning the champion, and Saskatchewan is in the pole position of keeping their trophy and heading back to Saskatoon with 2:47 left in this matchup. A little history here. The Vanier Cup was held in Laval about 5 years ago, and the Saskatchewan Huskies lost to the Western Mustangs just next to us. So the history of the Huskies playing in Laval has not been as great, but maybe they'll change the narrative now. Dodig, Murphy-Wiebe, Grasick, the pirouette. Bastien the rebound.
That's a great defensive play by Bastien right there. Really contest, engage Grasick. Even better defensive play from Demong right there.
And the breakaway is there for the conversion, and they're up by 8. And that could be a 4-point swing there for Saskatchewan. And this is starting to become even shorter than before for the UNB Reds. Olskamp, they got to be efficient and quick with their possessions. Butts on the end line. Short again, and we'll go to the free throw line to stop the clock at 1:57.
Beautiful play by Butts right there, finding an opportunity at the rim. But you know what it is that if you want to get back into this game, you got to make sure that Butts touch the ball and get her involved into that offense, as she's been the center of attention all tournament long for the UNB Reds.
And now Butts at the line. They are now 15 of 18 from the free throw line, down by 8. The Huskies have outscored UNB by 6, 19-13 in this fourth quarter play. No nails for each supporters, the Huskies and the Reds. 8-point lead to work with here in this fourth quarter of action. Butts from the line this year, shooting 83%. And right now, that free throw success is nowhere to be found for the Reds. And I stand on that, and now the finish right there in the cleanup. Got them on the finish, and now they're down by 6.
We just talked about finishing possessions, right? That's what UNB is doing right now. They are hungry for this first national title.
Murphy-Wiebe, she's got the lane, and she will go to the free throw line. The coolest player on the court.
A great attack by Murphy-Wiebe there, finding momentum towards the rim and really making the UNB Reds pay for that foul down low.
And now here they are on the free throw line. Converted right there, 7-point lead for the Huskies over the Reds. Could they get this up to 8 with 1:42 left? Remains 7. Rebound, Gassam. Butts back with it, and with it is McAfee. Still time in this game, but again, this possessions will be far and few for both sides, and they got to be perfect moves ahead here for UNB. Speedy, watched closely by Dodig. Speedy off the side of the backboard. Got some of the recovery, and well defended by the Huskies.
That's a beautiful defensive play by the Huskies, although they did give a offensive rebound to Gassam there, but didn't pay off Now some great defense from Bastien, really tight, making sure that they lose. They can pick up some steal maybe.
A minute left in this ball game. Knocked over is Dodig, and that will be the 15th foul on UNB with 58.9 left, and there is a replay from that collision.
Right, Gassam was really, I don't think it was very intentional of like tackling her. It was just, you know, she was right there trying to go for the ball, but couldn't find it.
What's going through the minds of both these teams? Butterflies for both squads. Good butterflies for Saskatchewan, nervous butterflies for UNB. And they stretch it up towards an 8-point lead. They're up by 3 scores, but they want to make it 3 full scores on the Reds. Poked away by Harm, and this goes back to the Reds. 58 seconds left. It's now do or die, and this would be the ultimate great escape if they somehow come back down by 8. I need to come up with the points here. Speedy. And there is a collision of upper body head collision right there, and now we go to free throws for Olskamp, which is good news for UNB, but the bad news is they've missed a bunch of free throws in the second half.
Right, they went a bit ice cold in the second half for free throws, but now 1 in here, and the game is now by 6. That's just 2 possession, Mo. There's plenty of time.
Good to get this to 6 points. 7-point lead remains. And it's Murphy Weeb with it. She was a star yesterday, and today it's been the veterans, Grassick, Flendell, Reeder. And that will be a foul on McAfee with 39.6 left. And the Saskatchewan fans who are here, they're feeling it again. And they're having the same deja vu feeling from last year of success is less than 40 seconds away. Free throw confirmed. 8-point lead. The Saskatchewan Huskies, under Coach Tomatis, have built up a perennial machine, and they are that. 2 weeks ago, they lost in the Can West Finals. Maya Flendell said, hey, it was a blessing in disguise. We reminisced up until midnight, and you see from the replay there, that Reeder shot was the difference maker right there in what has happened for them.
Sometimes what it is, you need a Hail Mary to give you a bit of momentum there.
And that's the difference in that game right now, with them up by 9 and going into the final seconds of this ball game. Coach Diana Ross, Mocon here on this Sunday night. And don't forget the men's game will follow. It will be Carleton and Bishops in about 15 minutes from now. Or they don't tonight, big part. It's 7 o'clock prime time in Calgary, that is. I beg your pardon on that. So they're following us somewhere along the lines here. Mountain time, East Coast time, whatever it is. But right now, the current time in this game, it's 75-66 for Saskatchewan over UNB. And you just see the separation of excitement and sullenness for the UNB fans.
This is exciting, Mo. 40 seconds left. You know, down 9 for UNB. With the ball. You know, UNB is known to be able to knock down shots, and hopefully they can knock down one here so that they can make a stop and get right back into this game here.
39.6 left. Speedy back with it. They have to come up with a converted field goal, and they will foul instead. That will be Dodig. And free throws coming up, which again is good news for UNB. It stops the clock, but they have to hit the free throws, which they've not been as serene as they were in the first half.
But this is Kylie Speedy we're talking about. He's a top shooter in the country that we're talking about.
81% from the free throw line. And for Dodig, she's run her race, and the Bolton, Ontario native, that'll be her last ever action as a Husky, but she hopes the next action will be hosting that bronze baby. 8-point lead. A real pounding of the ribcage by the heart. And now it's a 7-point lead. Press is on, and now what do they have to come up here, UNB? Gassam will foul Murphy-Weeb. And Murphy-Weeb at the line today is 80% for the season. And for the game, she is shooting 2 of 4.
Yeah, she's been super crucial to this Saskatchewan team. We spoke about it. Her game yesterday was phenomenal. She had 26 and 16, and today still impactful right now. Obviously, 12 points, 10 rebounds. I mean, having a forward that versatile that can impact the game on every front is, such a blessing.
And right now, she's providing the blessings of the free throws. And they're back up by 8. Bastien is on her bike. Bastien rims out. Grasic fouled by Olskamp. And now the end sight is getting closer and closer for the Huskies. And here is the one who can end off this game and put the sword to the hearts of UNB, Gage Grasic. Keeping them alive, albeit though.
She had a great showing today. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists in this final game. A stage that she is familiar with. Very uncommon for Gage to miss 2 free throws in a row, as you can see with her reaction there. That is not something that she does very often, but she can't be perfect, and she's now picking up full court.
All right, here we go. Final 20 seconds left in this game for Anne Bastien and the UNB Reds. Last action to go. A lot of times being wasted. Butts, short, 10 seconds left. And they're going to kill it off now. Saskatchewan, the bronze baby, and the stoppage in clock with 2.3 left, and they know it is all but over. And here it is, Gage Grasic at the line. And for UNB, they just came up a little too short on this Sunday afternoon. Grasic has now missed the last 3, but it's all formality moving forward here. And now to put the cherry on top of this ice cream for the Huskies coming up here on this free throw. And with 2.3 left, the bronze baby will be extending its stay at the pack. For the 4th time in school history, the Huskies are the Queens of the Manor. They're your 2026 national champions.
And just like that, the Saskatchewan Huskies will be lifting the bronze baby on a back-to-back national champions. This would be the 4th national championship for Coach Lisa Tomaitis.
And for Coach Tomaitis and the backroom staff, hugs, tears of joy. And for UNB, it'll be tears going back home as they lose 77-68.
This is a veteran this is a veteran team in the Saskatchewan Huskies, and obviously it was on full display today. They really stepped up, and even after a 3rd quarter drought, they were able to come back and feeling confident and really pull through in this 4th quarter.
And there's the emotions right there. The hugs on the near sideline. Gage Grasic And her last ever game as a Husky goes out on top. And it's tough because you know that this is it, but you go on top, and for the UNB Reds, tears of bittersweet tears for them right now.
There's really nothing to, hang your head on. The UNB Reds really showed out and competed at a high level despite the slow start. And so there's a lot of grit, a lot of bravery right there. And so really great season to the UNB Reds. Hell of a career for Katie Butts. Nothing to be ashamed of.
What a game today. The stats. The UNB shot 32%, Saskatchewan 39%. Some of the key numbers to look at here. The points in the paint were dead even. The rebounding numbers favored UNB. However, the talking point will be the three-point ball in this tournament here. Come up now is the Nike Player of the Game, and then after we'll have the trophy MVP presentation coming up from Laval University.
Attirons maintenant votre attention sur le terrain. Nous allons dévoiler les joueuses du match Nike team de chaque équipe. Fans, at this time would like to draw your attention back to the court, where we will recognize the Nike team players of the game. To present the awards, please welcome, pour remettre les prix, veuillez accueillir Alexandra Roy, Manager International Games Operations at U Sports. La joueuse du match Nike team du côté des Reds de UNB. The Nike team player of the game for UNB, le numéro 4, number 4, Kylie Speedy. Et la joueuse du match Nike team du côté des Huskies de la Saskatchewan. The Nike team player of the game for Saskatchewan, le numéro 0, number 0, Logan Ryder.
So Ryder, the MVP for the game, and she was spectacular. 19 points, but we talk about that three-point shot at the death. That changed the complexion of this game, demoralized UNB, and galvanized
Le temps est maintenant venu de révéler la composition de l'équipe d'étoiles du tournoi de U-Sport.
Was able to
And
get
now
her
it's
to her
time to
spot. She
reveal
was
our
able
U-Sports
to
Championship All-Star
convert and
Team.
really defended
Pour
her
assister à la présentation de notre
tell
équipe
off
d'étoiles, veuillez accueillir
to help
to present
the Saskatchewan
the
come out on
All-Stars.
top.
Please welcome Madame Julie Dionne et Monsieur Jean-Noël Corriveau. Nous demandons à nos étoiles de venir devant pour recevoir un cadeau spécial lorsque vous entendrez votre nom. We ask our All-Stars to come forward to receive a special gift when you hear your name. D'abord, the Dinos of Calgary, from the Calgary Dinos, le numéro 6, number 6, Courtney Oss. The Reds, the UNB, from the UNB Reds, le numéro 4, number 4, Kylie Speedy.
And for these teams that came
The
to
Reds, the
St. Croix
UNB,
with
from the UNB
dreams
Reds,
and
le numéro
aspirations
21,
of
number
being a
21,
national champion.
Katie Butts.
Saskatchewan, the road next year for the bronze baby goes to Saskatoon. In Halifax, that is.
What an excitement
The
tournament.
Huskies de la
What an
Saskatchewan,
exciting
from the
tournament, Mo.
Saskatchewan Huskies, le numéro 5,
It's
number
been
5,
so
Gage
fun.
That's been
Grassic.
great. I just want to get that swag that they have that they're getting right now. They're getting like a suitcase full of swag. I don't mind taking the swag with me back home if they want to give it away.
Are they getting a... Oh my God! There's
Et les
writing
Huskies
on
de la
that
Saskatchewan, from the Saskatchewan Huskies, le
blanket.
numéro 10, number
So
10,
I need a
Ella
blanket.
Murphy.
Is it a weighted
Whaley.
blanket? I hope it is. And there is the player who had a wonderful Game 2 against Laval. Ella Murphy-Weeb, her 26-16, shepherded the Huskies to this moment today to take out UNB.
Yeah, she had won a hell of a tournament, steady all 3 games, and really carried for the Saskatchewan Huskies.
You know, that blanket will be used on the plane flight home. It'll be a long night of celebrations, and they'll sleep it off going to Saskatoon tomorrow.
Et mesdames et messieurs, bien que chacune de ces athlètes ait démontré des aptitudes et un talent exceptionnel dans leur performance, cette semaine, une joueuse s'est démarquée du groupe. While all of these athletes have shown exceptional skill and talent in their performances this week, one has stood out above all the rest. Chers partisans, veuillez accueillir votre joueuse par excellence du championnat féminin de basketball U-Sport. Fans, please give it up for you 2026 U-Sports Women's Basketball Championship MVP. The Huskies de la Saskatchewan, from the Saskatchewan Huskies, le numéro 10, number 10, Ella Murphy-Weeb.
She was phenomenal.
So phenomenal. I mean, what a way to end your career.
Yep. The Saskatoon native bringing home the silverware to her hometown school.
A well-deserved recognition. Look at the excitement.
How she can get all that through customs. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Her suitcase might be a heavy load going back home.
I know for a fact that you have to deflate the
Yeah,
ball.
I was going to say, you got to deflate the ball.
You have to, or else it's going to pop.
And
I
now
remember
for
that.
the presentation of the silver medals, please welcome.
And now
Van Lans,
it's a medal.
University of
And I think we spoke about it in the bronze medal game. You go home with a medal, and that is a building block for the foundation that you want to have to be back in this spot next year in Halifax, that maybe we're going to be having the gold around our necks.
Absolutely, Mo. I mean, like I said, there's really nothing to be
Mesdames et
ashamed of.
messieurs,
A
les
silver
médaillés
medal
d'argent, ladies
is,
and gentlemen,
you
the
know,
silver
a lot.
medalist,
Obviously, you don't want to
les
end
Reds
your
de
season on a
UNB,
loss, but
the
finishing
UNB
second in the
Reds.
country
Le
is a
numéro
whole lot
4,
to be
number
proud
4,
of.
Kylie Speedy. Le numéro
As they
6,
go through
number
the
6,
list
Anne
of
Bastien.
backroom
Le
staff
numéro
members.
Number 9, Ava Mary Breton. Le numéro 10, number 10,
And head coaches.
Sasha Dab. Le numéro 11, number 11, Mahiva Ngassam.
And there is, once again, Yemeni, who unfortunately could not play this past season due to a health situation, and hopefully we'll be back with the Reds next season. A big thank you to all of our SIDs that helped us out during this week in the lead up to this Nationals. Everyone has been phenomenal, from the sports information directors across the board, and made our jobs a lot easier in terms of the preparation and making sure that, for the most part, we had the names down properly, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, seems like to be the hardest part of the job, I feel like. I mean, I don't do this for a living, so Mo, you tell me.
The easiest part is the hardest part, which is the last names.
That makes sense.
And it'll be a 7-hour bus ride to reminisce, enjoy this moment for these UNB Reds, and they will have their time here. And we look at their roster, they only have one fifth year in Alyssa Jenkins, who's done, along with Katie Butts as well, so they have 2 fifth years. Otherwise, everyone comes back, but again, you lose the value of Butts, who gets you 14 points a game and 10 rebounds practically. So they'll have to figure out the dimension of their team moving forward. And now the favorite color of medal about to be presented to the back-to-back national champions, Saskatchewan Huskies.
Presentation of the gold medals, please welcome Vince Bruni-Bosio, President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Saskatchewan, and Shannon Chin, Husky Athletic Chief Officer. Mesdames et messieurs, les médaillés d'or, ladies and gentlemen, the gold medalists, the Saskatchewan Huskies. La numéro 0, number 0, Logan Ryder. Numéro 1, number 1, Maya Flindor. Numéro 2, number 2, Gabrielle Caban. Numéro 3, number 3, Isabella Jeckling. Numéro 4, number 4, Tia Demont. Numéro 5, number 5, Gage Grasick. Numéro 7, number 7, Andrea Dodig. Numéro 8, number 8, Elliot Leifers. Numéro 9, number 9, Anna Mal. Numéro 10, number 10, Ella Murphy-Webe. Numéro 11, number 11, Olivia Harm. Et la numéro 12 and number 12, Jordan Redding.
The weight of gold provided by the smiles on their faces. And that is a forever smile. And you know, Coach, you've been at this highest level. Unfortunately, couldn't win it here 11 years ago. Sorry to bring that up to your
no, and that's why I feel for the UNB Reds. I was exactly right there 11 years ago. And so when I take a step back right now, it took me some time, but there's really nothing to be ashamed of. There's so much to be proud of. There's so much to be proud of.
And now it is time for the team banner and then the bronze baby, which we'll bring to you here coming up.
The bronze baby trophy and U Sports Championship pennant. Veuillez maintenant accueillir Madame Julie Dion de l'Université Laval et de U-Sport Madame Jenna Blackburn pour remettre le trophée Bronze Baby et la bannière des championnes de U-Sport. We now ask the captains from the Saskatchewan Huskies to come forward to receive the trophy and banner.
And they will bring Grasick and all the seniors and key contributors to this team. For Gage Grasick and for the Huskies, and that is the first team photo of the Leadership Council for the Huskies as they fix it up, and then I'm sure those young ladies will be making their way towards that team photo in a couple of seconds. And the smiles will be forever for these young ladies when they reminisce 20 years down the road on what transpired in Quebec City. And now for Gage Grasick and for the Saskatchewan Huskies, a few more smiles to look at. And they'll bring it back. Saskatchewan might be a flat province, but they're at the pinnacle of the sport. The Huskies are your 2026 national champions. And those are forever smiles, Coach, that you can never erase. You can never take this moment away from them. They worked hard from late August to mid-March, and they get to enjoy this for the next while before they refocus and go back at it again.
What a fun time to be a student athlete.
You might have a year or two left, right?
No, I don't actually. I really ran through all my 5 years because, again, these moments you can't take away.
You got medical hardship, right? Academic, all that. And then now they'll do the famous team photo picture as well coming up. Don't forget, tonight we have the men's gold medal game, Bishops versus Carleton for the men's game at the University of Calgary. Arash and Jermaine will have that call for you later on tonight on Sunday night, so enjoy that for your viewing pleasure. And the Saskatchewan Huskies, this is the favorite part, the team photo that's taken by all champions across the board in different varsities. That is it right there. Coach, your thoughts on this weekend?
Such a blessing to be sitting here next to you, Mo, and calling these games. I've been, watching these games have been so much fun, and watching teams improve over the weekend has been so fun. Congratulations to the Huskies, congratulations to UNB and Calgary, finishing second and third, and congratulations for the rest of the teams in this tournament. They really earned, their way out here.
They definitely did, and 8 teams came in, only one will be the champion. That's the Huskies of Saskatchewan. They're back-to-back champions, and they look to defend the crown next year. Remember, they weren't the champions in the Canada West. It was Calgary. You got Regina, you got UBC, and everyone else in that conference alone that are going to chase them, give them the best punch for their money. And then if they can make it through that gauntlet, they go to Halifax for the Women's Nationals next year at this time. And we'll find out if they can defend that title as well going forward. It's been a pleasure working with you, Coach.
Thank you.
4
Likewise,
days.
Mo.
I've called your games for many years, and then we get to call games together here for these last 4 days. Since Wednesday we arrived, got to meet the players. They were A+ with us, and now they went through everything to get here, and we are present moment now for the Saskatchewan Huskies. Our U Sports on CBC stream partner, IS Live, includes Matt Copeland, Vice President Network Operations Support. Operations Specialist Caitlin Darmonozi as well. Broadcast Specialist Justin Hoyler. CEO Begat Nethary. Local production provided by University of Laval. The Director of U Sports Women's Basketball Final 8 on CBC has been provided by Jean-François Bouchard and Productions Perspective. A special thanks to Canada Basketball officials and University of Laval for organizing this championship. A shout out to the Rouge et Or Sports Information Department, including Fred Barrier, Adrien Girard, U Sports basketball historian Martin Timmerman, who was phenomenal in the prep for you and I.
Yeah,
leading up to this
the
event.
GOAT.
The GOAT and the U-God, as I like to call Martin, as well as the sports information professional team from across Canada for the help. Thank you to you, Diana Ross, for your job well done, and to all those watching across Canada. And also, a big thank you to the one who brought us in here, the executive producer of U Sports on CBC, John Bauer, who had the confidence in us to do it. I don't know why, but you figured, hey, you two come do it with us.
That's what I'm wondering. But I am thankful, John. Thank you so
Thank
much
you, John,
for the
that.
opportunity.
Associate producer Alan Hudis, U Sports graphic coordinator Aaron McPherson, video producers Seamus Downey and Sarah Sade. Stats, John Edwards, Isabel Norville-Davey, and traffic, Tyler Mulligan. Well, without further ado, the Saskatchewan Huskies are your 2026 national champions. Next week, it is the 2026 U Sports men's and women's volleyball and championships, as well as the swimming championships for men's and women's as well. Our coverage gets underway on Thursday with swimming, while volleyball tournaments begin next Friday. So, for the final time, on behalf of the entire U Sports on CBC crew here in Quebec City, this is Mo Khan reminding you the final score of today's gold medal matchup: Saskatchewan 77, UNB 68. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.
Sports on CBC, presented by Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Fox 40, Veraburn Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, BioSteel, Hilton Quebec, Michelob Ultra, Wilson, APAR, and by Sun Life.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan. A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur icitout.tv.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.